And you can coexist beautifully with people who live by different truths and different things that resonate with them. Spirituality is an individual experience, and it's a journey of finding your own truths. Channeling love and light, cleansing this moment in whatever space we are in. May I receive words of wisdom and words of light to share with each and every spirit that clicks on this video. Ashe, and so it is. Hello friends and family, welcome to another episode of Full Moon with Umi. Whether you are finding this video on the full moon, after the full moon, nowhere near the full moon, it is meant. Whatever you clicked on this video is when your soul and spirit was meant to connect with me. So thank you for choosing to click on this video today. I am so excited to share this time with you. This full moon in November is in Taurus, and Taurus is a sign of grounding. It's an earth sign, and it reminds me to be here now, to be grounded in this moment. And so I wanted to make the topic of this video about finding your truth, because I feel like finding your authentic truth is the key to finding groundedness in your reality and in your purpose here during this lifetime. So finding my truth has been something that I have been unfolding into and making sense of over the past few months. And last night when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, it literally just hit me. Talk about this experience that I'm going through with people, because I feel like a lot of us are having similar thoughts and similar experiences. Truth is something that I feel a lot of us forget that we actually have the power to choose. Yet because a lot of us have grown up in a certain religion, within a community with a certain type of belief, with friends with certain types of beliefs, we just intake other people's truths and other people's beliefs and then project them and use them as our own truths. Yet something I've been learning recently is that each and every one of us have chosen to be in this human form to fulfill a certain experience or a certain purpose here on earth. And that purpose doesn't have to be this grand thing. It can be very, very simple, simply as experiencing air, experiencing touch, experiencing love. Nonetheless, we all came to earth to experience something unique. And because we each have this unique path, we also have unique truths that help us to live in alignment with our truths. I think truth that feels authentic and feels real opens your heart. It makes you feel more expansive, more limitless, and it just feels right. And I think this is really important for me to understand, because I've been doing a lot of learning about spirituality. I've been watching a lot of videos, reading a lot of books, and I felt this pressure to believe the things that these different gurus and teachers and even other like YouTubers I admire believe, because they're a certain type of way, or I admire them and I want to live like them. But in trying to just intake and live by everyone else's truth, I kind of started to lose myself in the process, and also started to feel a little bit anxious and a little bit like small, like something just wasn't all the way right, you know? And I once I came to this realization and have just been stripping away things that don't resonate with me, I just feel a lot simpler and a lot fuller. So with that said, also, anything that I say in this video or any of my other videos, they're not something that have to work for you or has to resonate with you. They could simply be something that sparks you to find a truth within yourself, or sparks you to be inspired. And what I've realized is one person's spark could be someone else's noise, and someone else's noise could be your spark. So let me give you some examples. One truth that I've learned that does not resonate with me is this idea that if you want to be spiritual, you need to wake up early. You need to wake up at 4, 5, 6 a.m. And that's when you feel the most connected and the most grounded. And you know, I was doing a lot of reading about different monks and watching a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of those like, get ready with me, my 6 a.m. spiritual routines, and things like that. And I kept trying to make myself an early morning person, and every time I would force that, it would just make me feel like this. It just didn't feel right all the way. And once I just started to question myself a little bit more, I started to realize, actually, Early morning is not when I necessarily feel the most spiritual. Actually, most of the time I feel the most spiritually connected late at night or whenever I wake up, whether that's 12 p.m., 2 p.m., and I'm not bound to a time frame, at least that my spirit and my soul isn't. And then I kind of went deeper and realized, wait, that totally is in alignment with my path, because I feel like my soul came here to experience music and to experience the power of my voice, understanding how my voice can be used to heal and expand others. And because I make a lot of music, I'll be in the studio until like 1, 2 a.m. a lot of the time, or I'll randomly get inspired at like 2 a.m. and I'll be up late at night. So the whole waking up early thing is just like, for my spirit in this season of life, not in alignment with my path. And when I just allowed myself to let go of that and be like, I can still be spiritual, I can still be connected and live by my own rules and my own truth, which is that early mornings aren't necessarily my thing, that made my heart go like this, and it made me feel super free. And that's how I knew that's right for me. So that's one example where you don't have to subscribe by anyone else's spiritual practice or anyone else's spiritual belief, but learning that waking up early and just the idea of setting aside time for spiritual connection was really a spark for me, because now I set aside time for me to do that spiritual connection. It just doesn't have to happen at 4 a.m. Another example that I have is the idea of routine. Routine for me is something that is really, really, really grounding and really important to me, especially having a morning routine. It helps me feel really connected. But I will journal, I'll meditate, and I'll stretch. And those 3 things help me to feel really expanded. My partner, on the other hand, does not freak with routine. Routine does not make their spirit expand at all. Routine makes their spirit feel like really caged in, and they prefer to wake up and just embrace the day, go into the day as they are. And they find their spiritual connection throughout the day in their own way. And for a long time, I was like, am I doing something wrong? Are they doing something wrong? Just doing a lot of questioning. And I simplified that when I realized we each live by our own truths. And you can coexist beautifully with people who live by different truths and different things that resonate with them if you can both take a moment to step back and just respect each other's ways of being. And that was a beautiful, beautiful thing I learned from this experience, is I can have a spiritual connection, my partner can have a spiritual connection, and it can look completely different. There is no one way spirituality manifests itself. I think that's really important as more people are starting to choose spirituality, is not to make spirituality another religion, meaning a form of practice or thought that has rigid constructs of what it's supposed to look like. Spirituality is an individual experience, and it's a journey of finding your own truth. So please remember that. Just because something works for me doesn't mean it has to work for you, and it doesn't mean you're not spiritual because you don't do the same thing as X, Y, and Z. You can do your own thing. If it makes your heart feel big and it makes you feel good, then it's what's meant to be. If all of us chose to live by our authentic truth, we, in hand, also live a life of love and of joy. And I think that's like the ultimate goal of any religion, of any thought form, is to help all people live more in alignment with themselves, meaning with love and with joy and with contentment, you know? So everyone can have their own truth, and it'll all lead us ultimately to the same place of just being happy. And that's what I really wish for people. Not for anybody to follow and do the same thing that I do or do the same that anyone else does. It's just to find their own joy. And a final note on the thought of truth seeking and truth finding is, truth is simple, and you don't need to explain your truth, really. If it feels good for you, it can be that simple. And trusting in your truth is a practice of self-love and is a practice of strengthening your intuition. Trust yourself with simplicity. I'm saying that to you, and I'm reflecting it back to myself, because I've been learning to stop complicating things that just feel right. If it feels right, it is right, and it's that simple. So the sun has set, and I think that is a beautiful sign that my spirit has channeled what it wanted to for this video. So I'm wishing you so much love and abundance on your journey of self-discovery, of remembering, and I will see you next time. Mwah, happy living.